Come on now.
Hey guys.
It's just a plant.
Hey, what's going on, guys? Here at the Swamp, getting ready to beat LSU. Y'all tune in to Rule Number 1 podcast on Monday.
Yeah. Woo! Another episode. Episode 36, man. We're rolling. Rocking and rolling.
Yeah, man. It's Saturday. Well, I guess Saturday afternoon.
Yeah.
Normally we record on Wednesdays, but it feels nice to be able to like get up and start rolling on the weekend, get an episode out. But yeah, without further ado, we've got a very special guest this week. We have Liam here, and excuse me, how do you pronounce your name? Last name one more time?
Rerucha.
Rerucha. Liam
Yeah,
Rerucha.
we wanted to
Liam
do
Rerucha.
it. We wanted you to say it before we messed it up.
Yeah. No one gets it right, so it's fine.
But yeah, Liam is a videographer. He works for Black Oak, as well as he's still a student at UCF, doing a lot of social media stuff. He's got millions of views on some videos that he's done.
And wedding stuff, ladies.
Yeah. And so very special character. And so without further ado, welcome on, Liam.
Thanks for having me, guys.
I'm excited about this one, man.
Yeah.
I saw some of your videos on Instagram. Dude, the UCF football one, that one caught my attention.
Oh, yeah. Those are always the best, man. It's hype. It's fun.
Yeah. I was
Good
like,
time.
dude, I would love to have somebody on in that field because I'm so interested in it. Two, I want to make a living in it. And three, I was like, man, it'd be nice to talk to a professional. And you are a professional in the industry,
I
partner.
appreciate that.
Yeah,
man.
man. So
I'm working on it.
Yeah, you're currently still a student, right?
Yes, sir.
At UCF.
UCF, yeah. So I'm a senior now, basically. So I've been working a lot since I've been in school. So it's been, I haven't really lived the whole student life like most kids my age. And but, I've been in school working a lot. I work for a company. I work independently, do a lot of independent work. And I'm in school. And at school, I do a lot there, too, for the football team, sports, athletics. So I stay busy, man. Stay busy all the time.
And, a life of videographer, you're always on the road. You're always on the go.
Sure.
You're always trying to be creative. It can affect a person. And, one of the questions that the first question we ask all of our guests on the top of the episode, what's your number one rule to live by? I'm kind of curious with your background.
I got a lot of rules I live by, and that's a good question you guys ask. For me, I really try to just, focus on what's important to me. And by that, I mean, focus on what I'm good at, try not to get distracted and get lost in, today's world, all these things we have distracting us.
Yeah.
Basically just, I try to be myself and kick ass at what I do, what I'm good at.
I love it.
Dude, that's how you have to be that way nowadays. If you look at all the creators throughout all the social media spaces, they're themselves.
For sure.
And that's what sells. You got to be authentic.
Yeah, 100%. And I've always been big on that too, be yourself. Don't try to be someone you're not. I don't do fake, you know what I mean? If you're going to wear the fake watch, you might as well wear a watch from Walmart. Like, just don't do it, man. Like, why? But, hey, yeah.
Yeah, being authentic in everything that you do too. It's like it's a good role, especially with your field. It's like don't try to be somebody you're not because hey, I mean if you're a boat guy or whatever, you can try these different fields, but it's like, hey, if you're good at something, embrace what you do and push it.
Right.
It's kind of like with the podcast, like me and Brian talked about it. And it's like, dude, whenever we're having conversations, we can't try to be necessarily Joe Rogan or Theo Vaughn.
Exactly.
Or,
you can't ever compare yourself too. I'd say that one of the main problems, and I even deal with it too sometimes, especially in my, industry, I know a lot of kids who do video, or people my age doing video, being a creator, posting these videos, cool edits, and I'll watch what they do and compare it to mine and be like, oh, that's good, it's better than mine. But at the end of the day, you can't ever do that. And you guys might do that with a podcast as well.
We do.
Like, oh, see, that's how they do it, and they're successful, so maybe we need to be like them. But at the end of the day, man, be yourself and just kick ass, man. Kick ass.
I like that.
Yeah.
You have to be because, we fell into that before.
Right.
Why aren't this video getting this amount of views? Or why ain't this one growing? Or why ain't this doing that? If you start doing that, you start, feeling, I don't know, it's depression. Like you start putting it on yourself.
100%.
And if you just embrace being yourself rather than comparing yourself to others, you'll be pretty good.
Someone told me one time, and I've always liked this, as far as like content goes, posting or, doing a podcast, whatever, you just keep throwing shit at the wall till it sticks.
Nice. Yeah, I never
Keep
thought about it
throwing
like
shit at
that.
the wall till it sticks. And it sticks, there it is.
Yeah. And it's a big thing. Like whenever we post or whatever, we come up with an idea, we have a video, or look at YouTube and it's like, oh, well, we didn't get that many views or we don't have these many subscribers. You also got to think, man, like as a content creator, you put out videos every week or whatever, and it takes time to grow a following too.
Yeah.
If you look at guys like, for instance, if on TikTok, if I say a funny little clip and it only gets, 5,000 views or something, it's like, dang, like what the heck? organic. Like I know all these other guys that are doing the same thing that I think my video was funnier. And it's like, you can't compare yourself to all the other content creators out there. You got to stick to your script, stick to your deal, and be like, hey, this is me. If you like it, follow along the journey, because it's a grind to get to where you want to be.
Yep. Comparison is the ultimate thief of happiness.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good line.
Yeah, I've heard it. I've seen a lot of people say it, but I like it. It's always stuck with me, you know. And anytime I do compare myself, it sucks. I become unhappy, and it's just no point in doing it.
Yeah. You start asking yourself why.
And
like,
don't
why?
worry about what anyone's got to say about you.
Good.
Yeah.
Just do your thing, man.
And embracing the moment too. Like
sure.
a lot of people don't like, especially people like us, whenever, you know, we're 22, 23, 24 years old, whatever, and you're working your way up in the field, a lot of people are just like, dang, like I want to be somewhere. And like, I have this end goal, bro. Like embrace the grind. Like if you don't embrace the journey, then you'll never appreciate the destination you're going to too. It's like, you got to stay with it and embrace where you're at.
Yeah. So this is a very hard field, you know, to break into. You're doing pretty well. Millions of views. That's
not bad.
That's a good thing to add on your resume.
Not bad. Yeah.
And you know, it stems from creativity, and you know, people that get into this field and do it a lot, it's their passion.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Where did this kind of develop for you?
So for me, you know, looking back on it, I had a relative who did video back in the day. He still does it to this day. You know, he's a relative of mine, and ever since he did that, I mean, I was, 10 years old, and I remember him showing me some things, and I was like, man, this is just so cool, whatever. So I always thought, like, yeah, that's just cool. I'd like to do it. Maybe I could do that someday. You know, because when you're younger, you want to be Superman. You want to be whatever, you know?
Yeah.
And so I've always thought, I'd like doing that. Anyways, so once high school came around, I was playing football for a long time. I played football for about 10 years, and I just knew that wasn't for me. I stopped growing as everyone else started getting taller, so I was like, you know what, I don't need to do that anymore. So then high school came around, I stopped doing football, and that wasn't my thing anymore. And so they had a good TV production program at the high school I went to. And I was just interested in that. I was like, man, it looks fun. I can make some cool stuff with that, and just be creative and use my thoughts, and I don't know, just be creative and have fun. I thought I got good ideas compared to some others, and let me try it. Yeah. So I got into that. I started making videos in high school, did all that, got pretty big into it. We won some awards. We won Best in Show in certain categories of videos, which was fun, and kind of, made me feel like, okay, I'm not too bad at this, I felt dedicated to it. It was something I was passionate about. I was like, this is good, and, whatever. Graduate high school, confused, didn't really know what to do. So I was working for a pool company. I was cleaning pools, doing some of their marketing, running some social media. I did a couple little videos here and there for them because I was like, I can do little videos, whatever. But I wasn't just certain on what I want to do or what I was good at, But I always knew, like, you know what, I might be able to do good videos or whatever. Anyways, getting off track a little bit.
No, you're good.
Come COVID time, it was COVID time, everyone's in their house. I would be watching a lot of YouTube videos, and I would watch, I don't remember who it was I used to watch, but they would post these cool edits. It would basically be just them traveling, having fun, and just cool edits with music and just the way they did these angles. And I'd watch it and just get this feeling from it. But I'd also see it and be like, I feel like I can do that, I feel like I can make something that good. I would see it and I was like, this is good. And I saw what they were getting out of that. I was like, these guys are traveling, meeting famous people, doing all these things, like just from creating videos and being good at it. And I was like, I can do that. So, come into COVID time, all that, I bought a camera and I was like, I'm going to get into video. I feel like I can do this. So I went and bought a camera, hit up my local barbershop and was like, hey, I'll make a video for you for free. I made like a 1.5-minute video, just a cool video with some music, some cutting hair, cool shots, cool angles, everyone looking dope. And, I posted that on Facebook. After I posted that on Facebook, everyone I know in Winter Haven was like, yo, this is great. This is awesome. He's talented. Let me, and that stemmed into all kinds of other things, So that led to wedding videos. That led to real estate, which led to, all kinds of stuff. And it's gone from there, man. I've done a lot of things, and I've really yet to advertise. I've just kind of put myself out there, and that's that. And I've accepted life how it's came, and it's been great.
I think it's cool how you have that one video that you remember, the barbershop video.
I always tell people the barbershop video, man.
And it's crazy because, me too. I have a video too in mind that, got me into this.
Yeah.
I was a little bit later into it. Like I changed my major 3 times in college.
Yep.
Got to the third one. I was like, this one's for me.
Yep.
But in that field, I had a, video production class, and we were tasked with making a video. So we went to a Christian school. and we had to have a video that had a Bible verse in it that displayed across the screen, but it had to be 1 minute and 30 seconds long. So I was like, there's some cool Bible verses out there, some courageous ones or whatever.
Right.
So I picked a really cool one. It was Joshua 1:9. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to make this a baseball hype video. And man, I was recording my fellow teammates doing push-ups, bench pressing. And then, I was out in the field. My coach had, 100% agreed with this. I was out in the field taking videos of BP, made a double play video. It was really cool.
Oh, yeah.
And I put it all together and it came out really good. Mm-hmm. And I got a 100 on the project from a professor that's really tough grading. And I was like, man, I'm good at this.
Yeah.
That was my video that got me, launched into this.
I think, once that's another thing too, you never know until you.
I think I got him. Sorry, there's a fly.
Hell yeah. You'll never know until you try too. And that was the thing with me. I felt in my mind, I was like, I know I can do this. And then I tried, I made that video of the barbershop and I was like, yo, it's good. And then I mean, that's what I thought. But then once I put it on Facebook and everyone shared it and was like, yo, it's great. And then I was like, sweet. And, that led to so much. I mean, doing that free barbershop video, I had a barber, one of my main barber, Steve Western, shout out Winter Haven. He's the best barber ever. He cuts a lot of people's hair. He has a lot of clients and whatever. And he would always tell other people, hey, I got a video guy, you know what I mean? And I got a couple great jobs out of that. I was able to go up in a plane. We flew over Winter Haven and I got to take pictures of the city. And, just all kinds of different things, all stemming from, I'd say, just connections. Obviously you got to have that skill and that talent that, gives you that credibility to do these things. But at the end of the day, connections is just the biggest thing as far as doing work, getting out there. Connections.
Yeah, we talked last episode about like college and the whole deal is, and how the college degree, like the piece of paper, it may not mean as much now as it did, 20 years ago. But the advantage of college is you're in the field of that you want to be in,
right? And you're surrounded by many people who
are passionate about it.
Yeah. And you can network yourself and be like, hey, you're great in videography. Well, I actually cut music and this and that, and you can collab or whatever. And just having people that are in your back pocket or whatever that can help you not only be like, hey, like I want to benefit from everything you do, but it's like, hey, let's grow together. Let's work together and do something.
Collaboration, man. It's huge.
We always preach that on the show. Like it's always about, I don't want to say it's all about who you know, but it's always about who you meet. Like you never know you never know what could come back and help you out. And that's a pretty cool thing that we do on our show. Our guests aren't the biggest names, but they might be one day. Yeah. Like you never know.
Exactly. Yeah. That's the thing with college too. I feel like a lot of people think you go to college and you go and just learn, get that degree. If that's all you go and do, say you go party, get your degree and all that, at the end of that, you're going to be left with a degree. And yes, that'll get you some places, but at the end of the day, I think there's so much more to gain from it as far as like what you said, just the people there, like you said, meeting a guy. I've met so many people, especially doing the football stuff. Like, I mean, I was able to get a job having the internship I have at UCF doing football, content for free, just making cool videos for UCF's channel. That led to a job where I was able to travel all around the country and film all these football camps. And, I met so many people through that all around the country. And then it's just, it's all just stemming from connections. It's
what a great stepping stone to have.
Yeah,
a sure. D1, premier football program in Florida. They're getting bigger.
Oh, and the Big 12 now. So
dude, like they're in a Power 5 conference.
I've been saying, man, UCF's on the rise.
Yeah.
UCF's on the rise.
And like, I think about it.
2017 national champs.
Oh, okay. Here we
go. Okay. No, but like, think about it though. That's a great stepping stone for people in the field. Like these people that, get to work at these universities or alongside all those athletes and get to make these cool videos. I feel like sometimes they're like, they take it for granted,
Oh yeah, no, for sure. Because
I didn't have that experience.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I've met so many cool people just through UCF. I mean, I've met a lot of cool people through a lot of things I've done, but I remember the first game I ever shot at UCF, I was there on the sideline. I didn't really know what to do. There was no direction, They kind of just gave me a credential to be on the field, and they're like, go do whatever. And I was just like, okay, I had to figure it out. I had to go out there and figure out, okay, what do I want to do? And the first video I made, it's on my Instagram. It's like one of the first football edits I got on there. And I just, filmed some plays, filmed the crowd. It was great. But what was really cool was, John B. from Outer Banks was there.
Oh, yeah.
I got to meet him and just, what's up, man? Nice guy. That was so cool. I mean, didn't make a huge connection with him or nothing, but just got to meet him. Being there, I was like, wow, this is crazy.
This is what those experiences bring, moments like that.
Yeah, exactly.
He was a UCF grad, wasn't he?
He was, yes. That's why he was there. And yeah.
Yeah, another cool thing, that's awesome that he showed up at the game. Another cool video that I saw was the quarterback, y'all's quarterback that plays baseball and football.
Yeah.
How I think he was
Plumlee.
playing.
JRP, yeah, Plumlee.
Yeah,
man.
he was playing a baseball game through like 7 innings, and then they had their spring football game, and you saw him like literally like changing out of his baseball clothes and throwing on his pads on the way.
Dude's a hell of an athlete, man.
And throws
He's
a touchdown pass.
Yeah, he's great. He's great. I don't think I've met him, but I mean, I've filmed him a lot. I got cool clips of him scoring. You know, he's quite the rusher of a quarterback. You know what I mean? So he likes to take off with it. But
Is
nice
there
guy.
Is there like a specific moment that sticks out to you that you filmed at UCF that's like, oh, this is the one?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
There was a touchdown I got last year. It was of the running back. What's his name? I can't think of his name right now. RJ Harvey. That's his
Okay.
name. RJ Harvey. It's on my Instagram. I posted that one. That one got a good amount of views on Instagram. But I was just at the right place at the right time. He ran right towards me. It was backlit. It was just perfect.
Yeah.
It was the perfect shot. I always look back on that shot. It's one of my favorite shots I've ever gotten. It was just perfect, you know. And at the end of the clip, you can hear me. I was talking. I was like, hell yeah, as I was filming it. It was just
I got it.
it was the biggest game of the season too. Full crowd. Daytime game. You know, usually at night we have the night games. Lighting's not as good, so it was a daytime game. It was backlit. It was just beautiful, man. It was electric.
Well,
That's
that's
awesome.
the experiences in this field that gets you the next job, the next step.
for
Like
sure.
those moments where you can get that perfect video, like
Yeah.
you can get that perfect set.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had I just went up to Montana this past week, and I went into one of these galleries that have all these wildlife photographers and everything, and they have these little shops. And so I go in there, and this guy's got this picture of like a herd of elk, and I mean they're massive bull elk, like running over this this mountaintop, and there's a pack of wolves chasing them. And he has this picture, beautiful picture, and I was talking to him about it. And he goes, "Man, one thing that I would say with photography, same with videography, is that if you have one piece that it's like a once in a lifetime piece, and you have it," he's like, "you'll make your money back over and over and over again just by people coming and be like, wow, I gotta have that." Or like, with videography, be like, dang, like I got 15 million views on this, and it'll make you.
Yep.
But it's super cool just being in that moment and you capturing something and be like, yep, this is the shot, that's the one.
For sure.
Yeah.
And what was really cool is I was sitting next to a photographer, Jay Bright, shout out. He was sitting right next to me. We were side by side, and he had the same lens on everything. He was taking photos of this moment, this guy scoring. I was taking videos. So we stitched them together. The photos are identical to the video. So it's just a cool moment.
Yeah.
Like,
That's
we did
awesome.
something really cool with it. And it's stuff like that to me is just cool. You know, I've always been big on too, like, once you make the memory, I like to look back on it. I've always been, I just like that, And I'm trying to get better at bringing my camera everywhere I go, just to have something to remember. I know there's famous people who do that. They document their life, and I think that's great.
It's going to leave a legacy.
I mean, being passionate about it. It's just, I've always liked the camera stuff, man. It's just been cool telling stories.
yes.
It's what's always been about to me. Just reflecting on moments and putting just the vibe. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't
That's
like that word, but it's what makes sense.
That's the part that gets me, the storytelling.
Yeah.
Like I want to project the moment that I was feeling and thinking while I was
That's
there
what I was
doing
trying to
it.
say. Yes,
Yeah.
that's what I meant by vibe. That's a good, nicer way to put it. Yeah.
What does it say, like ambiance or whatever?
Yeah, it's just I don't know. It's just,
Yeah, just how I feel in that moment portraying that, and I think there's other people in the world who would find that cool too.
yeah. That's
yeah.
how I feel too.
Yeah.
Making videos.
That's how I got into photography. I was sitting there and I would try to take pictures on my phone and be like, that doesn't look like how it looks or whatever. And then with photography, same with videography, you could take a picture and then you edit it and you make it look like exactly like you were standing there. And it's like, dang, I wish I could save this moment right here and show the whole world that. And I feel like the same thing with all these artists is doing the same thing.
Yeah.
It's a growing field too.
Oh, yeah.
This is the fastest growing industry I feel like in the world right now. Like if you can go out and make videos and make stuff for people to sell or to, whatever, that you're going to have a job.
See, the thing is now everyone needs content. If you look
Yes.
at like say print media, it's dead. I mean, no one wants to put their ad in a magazine or the newspaper anymore. No one wants to be, whatever. Just print media is dead. I think everyone needs content now. It's such a huge thing. You want to advertise on social media. You even see all these different companies now. They'll start to fall into these trends of making reels and TikToks, certain ways that like are blowing up. They're just everyone's kind of falling into that same feed of reels and video content. Like, I see a lot of companies doing it now. I mean, I saw Chevrolet. They posted a reel the other day of usually they would just do a product video of their truck ripping through the desert, whatever. But now they're starting to really make it like a reel someone would make, like
a generic thing.
just or a trending
template.
reel. Like, you know what I mean? It's all kind of falling into the same quick attention grabbing.
I saw a video on that the other day. Ryan Reynolds, that when he bought that soccer club in England with the guy from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. And he's the one that started that trend for a company. Like being able to hop on whatever TikTok reel, whatever's catching fire, whether it be a dance, whether it be a certain sound. He's the one that really started that for companies. And they saw that, oh my gosh, Ryan Reynolds' soccer team just got 25 million views, and it's a town of 15,000 people or something like that. And companies started gravitating towards those kinds of advertising because it catches the attention of the viewer easily.
For sure. I've even noticed it with some of the clients I do work for too. You know, for a while there, early on, I was doing work for clients where it's just these kind of basic, more corporate videos where, you know, pull music offline from a free music source and then make just a kind of a corporate, you know, professional video. Now, you know, I kind of broke that barrier, and, you know, now we can use actual songs on Instagram and, you know, kind of be more creative with it and get a little more like outside the box. And excuse me, that's what leads to more engagement all around.
Personable videos.
Exactly.
Because people can engage more. Like if they hear a rap song to like a really cool sports video and they really like that trending song, it's going to get way more views than you would get from that generic hip hop beat from SoundCloud. Yeah,
exactly.
And that's how it used to have to be. But now, like you said, that really helps.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Catching attention.
Yeah, and it's changing. I mean, as far as that vertical video goes now, you know, when I make these vertical videos for Instagram, TikTok, whatever, for companies, and I think about how I'm going to make it when you're swiping through. As soon as you swipe and hit that video, it's got to start.
Yeah.
It can't be a build up and all this. It's because if it's me personally, I think like, if I look at this, what am I going to do to it? Am I going to watch it and be like, ooh, or am I going to be just next? Because I'm sure you guys gotten in that flow before where you're watching, you're just mindlessly scrolling.
Well,
which is not good, I don't think.
As a creator, if you get a higher retention rate, your videos are always going to be pushed and pushed and pushed more. So you gotta find something that's going to catch the attention, like you said, like that, because people's attention spans are shorter than they ever been. And now it's like you almost have 10 seconds to deliver a cool video, like a completion, so you get the view before they go to the next thing.
Yeah, I would say the sweet spot nowadays is like 9 seconds, man. Yeah. Anything longer than that is like just dragging on.
And it's hard for a podcast to do that too.
Yeah. Yeah, you know, podcast is cool too. I mean, as far as content goes, like I see so many clips. I mean, my feed and my algorithm is a lot of podcast clips. I'm sure your guys is too, you know, making a podcast. But the way it's cut, you know, it's not just videos. It's not you talking, then you talking. It's you talking with it zooming in, then cut to me with, you know, it's cutting it a certain way. You watch like Mr. Beast videos, like those he's really mastered that quick engagement of like, let me get my viewers' attention as fast as possible. It's just these quick cuts, engaging looks, feels. You know, I think you got to implement that into making your content, especially nowadays. It's just important.
Yeah, because like, especially when people are scrolling, like you said, I mean, you've got probably a second and a half, I think, like whenever you're scrolling, and it's like, if I don't see something I like in a second and a half or hear something, boom. And it's tough for content creators as well, I feel.
Yeah, for sure.
It's because like you could have a solid 30-second video, but if you don't get that initial second and a half, you're done. Like
and see, with me, you know, I've had to adapt to that really, because at first when I first started doing all this, you know, about 3 years ago, it was never like, I'm going to start making this short form content, all this, you know. It's kind of something I just do because I've learned how to do it. You know, it's not something I necessarily like to do. It's just kind of what you have to do now, you know. Personally, I like making a nice video that tells a story, like I said, you know, and you can't really do that as much. You can with the shorter form content, but it's different to my liking nowadays, you know. But I've learned, I've always kind of just sat back and watched like, what is it that's working, and try to just capitalize on that, you know. So.
Let me ask you this about YouTube, though. Do you see, because obviously generically, or YouTube's been, 10, 15, 20, 30-minute long videos with all this retention span that people are like, okay, I need about 9 seconds, and that's it. Do you think YouTube will take a slower down? I know they have shorts and everything, but like, where does that go? You know what I mean?
You know, I always think that they'll keep that market of their longer form videos. You know, it's no different to me. Like YouTube, I noticed, I mean, a lot of people are kind of turning their videos into, it's almost like a series or a show they're doing now. You know what I mean? It's no different. Like you guys, if you watch TV, you watch something on Netflix, you know, like there's two times for me. Like there's a time when I want to be scrolling on TikTok when I'm about to go to bed, and then there's a time I want to be watching something on the TV.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna watch 10-second swipe videos on TV.
Yeah.
I'll watch a cool YouTube video of a guy in the Bahamas fishing or something cool like I like or whatever, you know, like. So I think there'll always be that market for it, just because it's a place where people can be creative. And you know, I've always wanted to make a YouTube, but just takes a lot of time. I would put a lot of time into it to make it how I'd want to make it. So maybe one day.
They have a lot of cool creation tools too that make it easy nowadays with the studio, YouTube Studio.
Oh yeah, you can edit in there. You can do all kinds of stuff
Yeah, it's
too.
really cool.
Speaking of which, a big thing that's in editing right now is AI. How do you feel about that?
Oh man, AI is interesting. You know, I think in the past year it's gone from 0 to 100. So I can imagine in the next 10 years what it's gonna bring.
Yeah.
I think AI is really important. Like, let me put it this way. I think whoever you are, wherever you are, you need to figure out how to make AI your coworker. Like, you need to make it do things for you that you don't want to do, or it could do quicker than you can. You know, I'm constantly trying to figure it out as well. Like, what can I use AI for that will make my workflow quicker, or whatever, you know, just anything. And, you know, I'm still learning about it. You know, I'm not too, it's changing. I always see every day on my feed 10 new AI things that will help you with your creative workflow.
Same.
Have you seen the Firefly deal that they made?
What's
Adobe Firefly?
What's that do?
It's basically like, it's this software where it's basically like Premiere Pro, where you can edit all your videos or whatever, but you just type it in the search bar, and then it'll just cut everything like that.
Yeah. I don't like that.
There's no creativity there.
I don't like that. Yeah, you're letting someone else do it. Well,
Some being.
Yeah,
thing.
something. Yeah. Yeah, see, I mean, you know, where I come from, I don't really like that too, because I feel like for me to get into the industry, I had to, like, you know, try and use my skill or whatever. And to me, like, you know, I'm not knocking anybody, but, you know, if someone could get a ton of work and doing that, you know what I mean? Hey, I make videos and I'm just typing into a box how to make it. Like,
yeah, there's no,
you know, I mean,
creativity.
if you know how to work it and make it do that for you, and you can make it work and be successful, then hats off to you, you know. But
It's just scary to me.
Yeah, it is.
That whole thing.
Yeah.
It's terrifying.
Yeah,
Because,
for sure.
you know, 2 days ago, FDA approved the Neuralink stuff on human trials.
Yeah.
And
Chips
that's
in the brain.
Yeah, I was about to say that's Elon Musk's
Yeah,
chips.
Chips in the brain, which he's aiming to cure all these diseases, and then one day be able to connect you to the internet, which is terrifying.
Yeah.
Superhuman thinking at that point.
Yeah.
But I just want to steer clear from it, because I feel like, one, it kills like human creativity. Like,
for sure.
you know, it's not your thought process or your clips anymore. It's like, it's a machine.
Yeah, you're tied into the whatever it is. I don't know.
I don't like it. It's like, I want to, when I sit down and I create videos, I want it to be like a personal experience.
Yeah, I want to separate myself from everybody and everything, and think to myself, how do I like this?
Exactly.
And then when I make it and I look at it that way, that's when I think, okay, this is what's cool. You know?
Yeah, one thing about the what do they call the chip? What's it called?
Neuralink.
What's crazy is he's talking about basically you'll have the internet in your head and everything. That literally eliminates the need for schools, because you don't need to learn anything, because you're one click away in your brain. And then on top of that, if it can program you to cure diseases, if it cures obesity, like he's saying, then what individualizes yourself from everybody else? Like, if everybody can know the knowledge that Elon Musk knows, or know the knowledge of this, and you're one click away, everything.
It'll be carbon copy.
It's just like everybody. It's just going to be a bunch of like bots,
Droids,
basically.
yeah.
I would never do it.
Bunch of NPCs.
Yeah,
literally.
exactly.
Man.
And then you look at like professional sports. I mean, everybody's just going to be a copycat. Like, what's the point of watching sports if everybody's the same good? Like, if I'm sitting on the dang couch watching the Braves play, and it's like, I could just do that. Why would I watch that? I'm just as good as that guy.
You got a basketball team or a football team with a bunch of Neuralinks in their head. You can run some nice plays.
Yeah.
You could run some good plays. Just
He was even saying
click
that
it up on the tablet, and everyone's just.
he was saying, like, Elon Musk was saying, like, it was going to get to the point where, like, you can communicate with somebody without even talking. Like, it will be instant communication. Whatever I'm thinking,
nuts.
you'll receive, and whatever you're thinking, I'll receive. It's crazy.
But then whoever's behind the little computer
Catch
board,
a virus.
whoever's behind the computer board is also getting all of that. So I could be sitting here and talking to you, apparently, and Liam over here could technically hear the same conversation, and then everybody else. Like,
scary.
how do you individualize that?
It's scary.
Yeah. Oh man, I don't even know.
I mean, It's terrifying. I mean, even the Google CEO left. The guy, or not the CEO, the guy that was over AI for Google left because he did not like where it was heading.
Yeah, I think for sure they got to figure out some sort of regulation on
Yes,
it. Like, you can't just let it. I mean, I don't know much about it, even speak on it like knowledgeably, but it doesn't seem like it'll be great in 10 years somehow. I mean, it's going to take over people's jobs, you know.
It almost sounds like a superhero villain movie thing. Oh, we're putting these chips in these people's head and we're going to be able to control what they're thinking and saying, and it's crazy.
Even Elon and Bezos, they both came out and said, like, hey, like, I know it's a race to try to see who can come out with the best AI first. This is a problem. Like, they literally have said, slow down.
Yeah.
Like, quit trying to put something out there because they're going to make something that could, like, potentially be detrimental.
Yeah, it has its upsides too, though. Like, I saw this video where you could, like, for a podcast, upload it, and the AI would make all your cuts to whoever's talking throughout the video.
Yeah,
like,
I mean,
it has its benefits. It's just got to be used correctly.
Exactly. That's what I was trying to get at too. Like, for that example right there, that's something, you know, you click a couple buttons on your computer and boom, 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 you got all your clips for Instagram, Reels to post, whatever.
Yeah.
You know, that's not taking away from your creativity and your process of making videos. That's just doing the work you don't want to do.
Yeah.
And I love to use it for that purpose, you know what I mean? But as far as when it comes to just making what I want to make and, you know, I guess getting, what's the word? You know, just being successful with that. I want to stick that to me. I don't want to use AI to do that.
Yeah,
AI can do all the work, the busy work, whatever. You know, I think you just got to learn how to utilize it the proper way.
You want your work to be your work,
Yep.
not the computer's work.
Right.
Like, all these kids that were in college and high school was using ChatGPT-3, whatever, to do all their assignments for them. That's not their work.
No.
Like, a certain, like, it was so ridiculous that a teacher received like 4 copies of the same paper.
Yeah, our future doctors are going to be all ChatGPT graduates and everything.
Yeah, gosh.
I mean, I hope not.
Yeah.
But, you know,
I don't want somebody operating on my heart that just had AI write their
how to
final
operate
paper.
on a heart.
Yeah.
25-year-old male.
Yeah, yeah, for real.
Step one.
We're at a scary point, but anyway, speaking of your work, like, who do you shoot with? What's some of the equipment that you use? And yeah, how do you go about it?
So nowadays I've done a lot of shoots. This past year has been pretty busy for me. So I work for Black Oak Creative. We're a marketing agency here in Winter Haven, Florida.
Really cool. There's nothing like that around here.
Yeah, it's a great place, man. We do a lot of cool stuff, bunch of great people, and you know, I like being there doing what I love. We have a bunch of clients. We do all their marketing for them. So we do a lot of their web, we'll do a lot of their content, you know, just kind of handle all their marketing needs. We do a lot for the water sports industry. So
That's
a lot
cool.
of boat companies, companies that make wakeboards, skis, surfboards, stuff like that. Their main focus is definitely in the water sports, though. So I've done a lot for a lot of boat companies, made a lot of content for those, working for Black Oak. Just did a shoot with Conley Water Sports, which is a company that's been around for a while. They make skis, wakeboards, wake surfboards.
Oh yeah, that's cool.
So, you know, that's a few days out in the lake. We film everyone riding the new products and, you know, video, photo, me and another guy, and we'll turn that into content for the rest of the year and make reels and make their product videos for YouTube and, you know, all kinds of stuff. Pictures for the box art, stuff like that.
Now, what's like the turnaround time on a project like that? What does it look like?
So it depends. I mean, each project's different. You know, some of these longer form videos will be, you know, we'll get it a month ahead of time and, you know, we just got to try to fit it into the schedule of everything else we're doing. Sometimes you'll get a reel. Hey, we need a quick reel of this surfboard that's due tomorrow. You know, it's just as it comes, we get scheduled it and then we just try to get it done as soon as possible. But fortunately, I've been able to I've gotten in a good flow of it where, you know, you can't overthink the work. You just got to kind of do it to where you know it's good and just get it done, you know. That's a big thing. And, you know, if you're going to have a content job, you can't really overthink it. You got to just do it.
Now, how many times do you do a project and you're like, like you finish it and you're like, oh shit, that's not good enough?
Oh, well, see, all the time. I'll do it and complete it. And I could just be like, okay, this is good. It's good how it is. But I'll be like, maybe this will be better. Maybe if I time it on this beat, it'll be better.
I get that bug too.
It's a rabbit hole, man.
Yeah.
You go down it and it's not worth it. You know what I mean? You got to just
Trust yourself.
Honestly, the best stuff I've ever made is the stuff I've done the fastest.
Yeah.
Like something I'm just like, oh yeah, easy, boom, 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 throw it together. I'm like, damn, it's good. You know, when I sit there and spend an hour, a couple hours, just like, oh, I don't know if this is good here, this is good here. You get two in your head. It's just that ain't the way to do it, man. You gotta just, if you know how to do it, just make it, and it'll be good.
Yeah.
That's how it is on TikTok too. Like if you like throw a video together, and I'm convinced, like, every single time I make a video and I just throw something together, whatever, boom, and it pops off.
Yeah.
But if I spend time, be like, oh, edit here, cut this, split that,
and then
whatever.
you watch it. See, my problem is I'll make something and I'll watch it back like 20 times after I make it. I'm like, oh, and I'm like, wait a minute, I should have done this. And that's not the way to do it, man. You guys just make it and be like, it's good, and send it.
Yeah, trust yourself.
Kind of like what our teachers used to teach us back in the day.
Yeah.
On the multiple
with your
choice,
first
go with your
answer.
first answer.
Yeah, dude, that's the way to do it. And as far as like, you know, like a song, like picking a song for a video has always been a huge thing, you know, like
So impactful.
sets the tone. Yeah. And I listen, literally, I'll scroll through songs, click, first 3 seconds. That's all I listen to.
Me too.
Just boom, boom, nope. Yep. That's
Don't
it.
fit.
But
Got it.
yeah, back to your question, what you were saying. What do you ask?
About the equipment and everything. Like,
what kind
of stuff to use?
Equipment. You know, I've always been big. I do a lot with drones. I have my own camera. Been a Sony guy for a while. I've used everything from Reds to Canon equipment, all kinds of different drones. You know, I've used a little bit of everything. My main setup though is I have 2 Sonys I run with and a drone, so I'll do a lot of that. I'll stabilize some footage here and there with like a Ronin or a gimbal. I don't really like that though. I like to do the handheld or locked off look. I'm big on just the handheld and kind of get up in the moment and get creative with it.
Mm-hmm.
So
It's the most personal experience with it.
I love doing drone stuff though. Like, you know, big drone guy.
You have to with like the water sports and stuff. I was about to get into that. Like, it's huge. You see every boat commercial, motorcycle commercial, car commercial now too.
Drones
it's all
are
drone
huge.
shots.
Yeah, for sure. Look, this boat shoot we just did past week in Tennessee. I mean, you know, we do a lot of drone boats running, people wakeboarding behind boats, you know, all that. Drones are huge now. Because back in the day, there wasn't no drones. If you wanted to get that shot, you had to get a helicopter out there and a guy with a camera in the helicopter, and you're spending way more money than you would on a drone. And it's just, but, you know, that got rid of some jobs. But hey, man.
That was one of the coolest things
change.
I ever saw. Like you said, I was in Inglewood, Florida. I was down there in Ski Alley.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they were shooting a commercial for, I don't know, whatever boat company was down there that day. And it was before drones were too big.
Mm-hmm.
And there was a helicopter like 50 feet off the ground following this boat as it's coming through Ski Alley. And I thought it was the coolest thing ever.
Yeah, man, I love like aviation stuff like that. Like being in a helicopter, shooting out of a helicopter, that sounds awesome to me.
Yeah.
I love like adrenaline, just anything like, I don't know, I guess action based. Filming that is always the best to me, you know.
Well, nowadays, even flying the drones, like they put them through a whole course, like to be able to be like legally certified to shoot for certain companies or whatever. You have to go through like a whole aviation like deal. Have you heard about that?
Yeah, a little bit. I know I think it's called a Part 107 you have to get. So it basically just verifies you're safe and able to fly this drone for commercial purposes, you know, in certain areas. But, you know, there's a lot of restrictions on these drones too. Like, you know, if you go to fly it in an area that's restricted, it won't let you, you know, there's red spots all over the maps, or if you're close to an airport, wherever, you know. They're really smart too. I remember one time I was flying over the lake. I was filming my friend on the boat. It's kind of when I first got one. I was flying over the lake. I was way over the lake in the middle of Lake Winterset in Winter Haven. And a guy came to land his plane in the lake, and it said on my screen, like aircraft approaching, landing now. And I'm like, oh my God.
In the middle of the lake.
In the middle of the lake. And there's no stopping it. It's like, cause there's another plane. It's like, it's got it, you know, you don't want to fly it into the plane, obviously. And I was like, oh, we got to go get it. Like we hauled ass over to it and I'd get under it and catch it. But, you know, they're smart now. They got so much technology in them to where they, you know, you got to be in certain areas or be wherever.
That's crazy to think.
Obstacle avoidance, you know.
I'm trying to like just picture this like on the lake, and you've got like $1,000-$2,000 drone or whatever landing now. Hell no, you're not.
You gotta haul ass in the boat and get over there. Yeah. I mean, you know, but you can put them in sport mode, and then they go really fast. But that turns off all the sensors. I crashed one a couple weeks ago. I was filming a water skier, and you just get ripping, man. That's how you get the best shots. Once you get ripping with it, and then just.
Did you at least get the video off of that? You crashed?
Yes.
Nice.
Good one.
Yeah.
It's a good one.
Good.
It was about to be a heater of video too, and I just nailed the trees.
Oh.
I saw it stumble through the trees, and I saw water, then it went black, and I was like, damn. And
Messed that one up.
So I quick ran in the woods. I found it, and it was hanging on one little arm just on this little limb. Hanging over the water. Didn't hit the water.
Lucky.
Yeah, we were good. No damage.
2 for 2 on the luck.
Yeah.
So you didn't have to fix anything on it?
We sent it in. It was a little off kilter, you know. And it took a hit. So, but nothing was like super bad, broke, you know, like it wasn't messed up too bad. It's got little plastic propellers. It cracked those a little bit, but other than that, I mean, nothing too crazy. I've seen them really get messed up. You know?
I wonder if they're going to start making them like not waterproof to fly them in water, but like if they go down in the water, if they like will float, and also if they're.
I'm sure there's somebody out there working on it.
Yeah, see, a lot of people,
because that's a big thing.
A lot of people don't really fly them over water. I mean, you got to in this kind of boating industry and whatnot, but a lot of people don't like to do them over water. You know, a lot of people are a little more careful with them. So.
That's where the future's heading with all that stuff, man.
Yeah.
All the easy shots to get in the drones, AI cut footage, and everything.
Yeah,
it's
for
crazy.
sure.
And it's such an interesting field to be in. Like, you know, because you're always gonna have to adapt and learn.
Yeah, I've loved every bit of it. You know, man, it's taken me a lot of places. I've got to meet a lot of people, and ultimately, I've been doing what I love. And I mean, I can't complain about it. You know, it's been fun. It's been great, and I look forward to doing a lot more doing it. You know, so.
I think this is a good time to get into our, you know, our snap questions, kind of know what he does outside of work.
Yeah, definitely. So basically, like Brian said, this area or segment that we try to ask about is to get to know you more as a person. You know, obviously we talked about your film and everything like that. So one question we always ask is, if you could have 3 people out to dinner, dead or alive, who would your 3 people be?
Man.
It's tough.
It is tough. There's a lot of people. If I had to pick 3, though, man, I think I'd definitely put Joe Rogan in there.
Nice.
2 weeks in a row.
Yep.
I need him to ask some questions and kind of just be that guy there to get some information out of people. Who else?
He's in my table as well.
Yeah. He would kind of help the situation. You know, I might do someone like Snoop Dogg, too.
Oh,
Snoop
that'd
Dogg
be a
would
good
just-
combo.
Yeah. They would just be cool. I'm sure they've had a podcast together.
It's
but
really
I want to
good.
be in the mix, man. I'll hang out with them. And then maybe like I don't know, Einstein. Einstein.
That'd
What
be
a
an interesting
table.
three.
Yeah. We'll have fun. That'll be a good time.
That'd be a good podcast.
Yeah.
You'd be on the JRE with that one.
JRE, Einstein, Snoop Dogg, and Liam.
What a treat.
Yeah.
Right?
You'll have all the cameras rolling too,
Yeah.
getting all the clips.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Our next question for you. You know, you do a lot of traveling. It seems like you've been all over the place.
Yep.
You know, but if you could go anywhere in the world and kind of do this and kind of see it and just go visit, where would you go?
Definitely want to get out of the country. I've never been out of the country. Been a lot of places in the country. Definitely somewhere, I'd say, you know, tropical island.
Yeah, I like your vibe.
Not too sure. Whether it's Bali, I mean, I'd like to go to the Bahamas. I'd like to get a little further out than the Bahamas. But I mean, like, I guess anywhere Caribbean like that would be really cool. Like Jamaica would be awesome. You know, as far as like filming goes, I just want to go to a lot of cool places and, you know, capture these moments and just travel and document my experiences. I think that'd be really cool, yeah.
I feel like you could find a lot of creative ideas in the Caribbean.
Yeah, I'm sure there's a lot to do there. But, I mean, there's a lot of places I want to go, man. I'd like to go to Brazil or Thailand or, I mean, all kinds of places
Yeah.
there is. You know,
I had that
Australia,
bug, too.
I'd like to go to Australia, too.
Me too.
Australia, yeah, I might go with Australia.
Okay.
I'll go Australia.
Go
I
see
think
some
Australia-
kangaroos.
Yeah.
Yeah, Australia is great, man. Every person from Australia I've met is just incredible, and I would love to go there.
Nice.
Australia's my answer.
Nice. Final.
Yep.
Lock it in.
And one hell of an accent too. I feel like anytime I
Yeah.
talk to somebody with an Australian accent, I'm like, can you just keep talking? Like,
yeah,
I'll just
exactly.
listen.
I know a few. We've worked with a few, and they're just great, man. They're awesome, and I love them. I think it'd be a cool place to go for sure.
I feel like it's very similar to like Florida, in terms of like they have just like wildlife, like in crazy places or
Yeah,
whatever.
true.
And it's like
Sure.
stuff that can like hurt you too. And so like a lot of people like get this idea of Florida, like, oh, there's alligators and
gators.
snakes and everything.
Yeah.
I feel like it's the same kind of over there. Be like, hey, careful where you step.
Yep. Yeah, facts.
I get so many people are like, "You really swim in the lakes?" I'm like, "Yes." It's
See,
not
they
good.
don't mess with you. Gators do not
Yeah.
mess with you.
Nothing
Like,
bothers
they
me but a snake. I don't like snakes.
Yeah, I don't like snakes either.
Moccasin, rattlesnake, anything. I'm good.
So actually, whenever the hurricane happened, Ian, this whole place was practically flooded.
Yeah.
Because
I bet, yeah.
so the Peace River runs into this lake, and then it floods the yard. Dude, whenever the water started going down, the cottonmouths were everywhere.
Some guy there with a shotgun.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Like I think I killed 4 in I think 2 days.
Wow.
Like just around my house because we've got 2 dogs. Like I don't want old char pup going down.
No, no.
But-
Moccasins, they'll get you too, man. They got venom. I'm good on snakes. A gator, I'll pet a gator. I don't care. But a snake, no way.
Yeah,
I'm
no.
good
do
on snakes too. You got the last one for him?
Yeah, man. So we kind of change our questions every single week, but I kind of like to ask in this one, if you were to die tomorrow, what would you want your legacy to be left behind?
Ooh.
Yeah.
Damn, that's deep.
It's tough.
It's
I know.
hard. Yeah.
I mean, I would just want people to remember me as trying my best and always working hard.
Yeah.
I guess, and just being a good guy, and hopefully I could inspire some people to do better things with their lives somehow.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, there's probably a better way to put that. I would just like, yeah. I mean,
Be inspirational. Same.
Yeah.
I think that's what we want to do here.
inspirational and just,
I think that's what everybody in this field wants to do.
yeah.
Yeah, when I started thinking about this question and I kind of sat down, I was trying to think about to myself, I'm like, okay, Nate, we got to figure some things out. Like, if I were to die tomorrow, what do I want people to remember me by? And I just kind of was like blank. And then I started doing these things.
About that.
And I started doing these things where it's like I started reading a lot of books, and so I started putting handwritten letters in the books that I read of my perspective on it. And so it's like, okay, for instance, if I were to pass away tomorrow, people would come back, look at my bookshelf, and have all these handwritten notes of all these perspectives.
Good idea.
And then,
So authentic.
and something like, oh, we miss Nate. We're going to just tune into the Rule 1 podcast.
Yeah, very true.
Yeah.
This will be here forever.
Yeah.
The show goes on, Brian.
Absolutely.
The show goes on.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, Liam, it's been an absolute pleasure. Do you want to shout out your socials? Because there's some really cool videos on there.
Oh, yeah, for sure. So I'm on Instagram, mainly Instagram. Liam Rerucha, first name, last name, LiamRerucha. I should be posting.
Check out that UCF video, guys.
Oh, yeah. I should be posting more here soon. I'm getting back to it. I've been on kind of off the grid for a while. It's been busy, school, work, life, But I want to get back to creating, making cool stuff just for other people to see, So stay tuned.
Yeah, definitely. And we do something cool on every show. It's where we follow back every single one of our guests that we've had on the show. So if y'all obviously want to look at him or don't want to type that in, go to our following list and he'll be right there.
I'll be there.
That is our page, is Rule 1 Podcast. We're on YouTube, Spotify, TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook. Check us out, guys. We'll keep growing, more and more.
And don't forget, like and subscribe.
Absolutely.
Like
Helps
and
us push
subscribe.
us. Well, Liam, that was a blast, man.
Yeah.
Thank you for coming
Sure
on.
was. Yep. Thanks, guys.
And we'll see y'all next week.
Peace.